I'm with Cody, I'm with Martin from the front lines, and our brother Martin here. We're here to stand in solidarity with Standing Rock. Water is life. We can't drink oil. We want life. We want good things for our people. We want strength and solidarity with all the people here and indigenous peoples around the world. Cody?
Yes, I thank you guys so much for your love and support for us as we fight this conglomerate of a black snake and it's poisoning our lands. And it's a native issue due to the fact that it's on our homelands. It's right in our backyard. But it's a humanity issue. We are asking people from around the world to take a stand with us as we fight against this Goliath of a corporate company, of the energy company and the oil companies, which has never been done before. Too many people have been too scared.
Oil is for profit!
But we are ready and willing to take this fight on. So we ask of your support to stand with us.
Stand in solidarity with the people of Standing Rock. We want clean water. We want our basic human rights. Honor the treaties. Remember the ancestors.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the protectors of Mauna Kea?
You know, we've been seeing you guys on the social feeds. We have been sharing. I've been sharing your stands, and you know, when we go to ceremonies and sweat lodge and house ceremonies, I keep you guys in our prayers for what you are doing. Keep up the fight. Know that even in the lands of the Lakota, you guys have our utmost support.
Mauna Kea. All right, we stand with you guys, Mauna Kea.
Protect Mauna Kea.
There you go. Thank you.
Aloha, my name is Alma. We're here in front of the CNN building. We're here to support the people here and Standing Rock and no to the Dakota Access Pipeline and protect our sacred waters across the globe.
Yes, water is life, Olai Kamai, and we stand for our relatives on Mokuhonu, on Turtle Island, and we're here to show our support.
Kukia Imauna.
Kukia Imauna.
Aha, aloha aina. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
We'll pick some comedians too.
Oh yeah. We're in front of the CNN building. Reporters of the protests against the Dakota Access Pipeline are here, standing for Standing Rock, protesting the fact that CNN once again,
Standing Rock.
is refusing to do coverage of indigenous issues.
Indigenous here in Southern California, Los Angeles. They call it the City of Angels. Locally, we have a lot of challenges in our coastal zone, 2 miles from where the ocean is. We have a coastal act that's being challenged. So these struggles for territory, for land, and the preservation of sacred sites is here, and it's everywhere. And so we're here in solidarity today. Mauna Kea, we're in solidarity here today with Standing Rock, and we want to make sure that you know that we pray every day for you and your safety and for the water. And water is sacred, water is life, and it's a good day. Thank you.
I am the co-host and co-producer of American Indian Airwaves on KPFK, which broadcasts every Thursday from 7 to 8. So, as with tradition, we want to recognize the people of the land, the Tongva people. As Indigenous peoples, we always start with the people of the land. And so for our action today, our gathering today, in objecting to what in more honest times used to be called censorship and propaganda of the corporate censored news network, we want to ask one of our Tongva elders to start us off in a good way. And so with that, I want to acknowledge and welcome and Gloria Arianas, our local elder.
Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. You're blessing the land by your presence and you're respecting the people of the land. I am Tonga. I have been here all my life in this area, in the San Diego Valley, and we have been issues of our own here in the San Diego Valley with the Tonga people. So I'm going to do a small prayer, and I thank you for being here. Tonga. Thank you for being here. My name is Gloria Arianes. My traditional name is Sagasunabut, which means spirit blanket. I am an elder for our tribe, and I also am a member of the Tiat Society, as is Larry. And thank you, Lynn, for bringing all your equipment out here today. And the prayer I want to say is thank you, Creator, for bringing us together today for this very important session. Thank you for bringing all these people from the nations to be here with us, and I'm very blessed to see you and to talk to you and be happy that you're here. Creator, thank you for blessings for our children, our elders, and our families. Please, everybody that is here, please honor their prayer requests for their health, for their well-being, for their safety. Creator, we ask for food for all those who are hungry, who are homeless. Creator, we ask for the safety of the water and the protection of the water. We are protectors. We are here to tell the world we want the mainstream to pay attention to us and know that we are here for a reason, for a very important reason. We send prayers to the people at North Dakota who are there. I've heard as many as 4,000 and sometimes more. And that is a Creator, thank you for that amazing act to bring us together as tribal people, because sometimes we fight with each other. So, Creator, we're really thankful for this. I ask for blessings from the spirits of the land and the ancestors of the land. They hear your prayers. They hear what you are saying. Please, they will also, we send that love and light to the people in Dakota. We know there's quite a few California people out there, and we ask for blessings on their journeys. Everybody who's here, safe journeys. For all of you who have come here today, safe journeys. Aho. Okay, I've been asked for a song. If you know the Ancestor song, it's a pretty much song that, you know, is a California song, and almost everybody knows it. So, if you know it, please sing with me. I'm going to push this away a little bit from my mouth so I know so loud. I only sing my songs in 3 verses because we were told once that we only have 3 directions. When we look to the west and we go up the ocean, we see water. And we can see to the south, we can see to the north, and we can see to the east. So that's why I sing in 3 verses. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce our next speaker. He's a longtime community activist. He's a great human being. He's always there for the people, and he's here today again for the people. And I want to welcome from the Akmarawatam Nation, Shannon Rivers.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be brief. We have some folks that we want them to share. We want to also have a song from my daughter Kahara. But we're standing here in this corporate media block. And as you watch CNN, you see them talking for 12 hours straight about 2 people, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. You don't hear about Jill Stein. You don't hear about Oak Flat. You don't hear about Mauna Kea. You don't hear about the Dakota Access Pipeline and our relatives who are standing strong. You don't hear about that. So we have to gather in this crowded space where there's too many people and this water that is always, always dirty. These relatives, they don't know how to live on this earth. They don't know what it's like to be from the land. So they take and they consume. They're cannibalists. They're cannibals. And they eat and they destroy. And they continue to do so. And all of us here, we, this small group of people, we are in the front lines. We are the ones who are going to keep the people safe and strong. Even them that are up there in this tower. There's no large cameras here. There's no CNN. They won't even show this. Offer her some food. That's what we do. That's how we do it. And so I'm going to introduce several people, but I'm going to ask them to come up here and stand by me. I'm going to ask Cody Hall, who is at the front lines of the Dakota Access Pipeline, the Red Warrior Camp. I'm going to ask him to come up here and share some words. And then I'm going to ask my sister Kalama from Hawaii on the front lines of Mauna Kea, protection and fighting and trying to keep what is sacred ours. I'm going to ask my sister, I'm going to ask one of my sisters to come up. She's from the Apache Stronghold, protecting Oak Flat. My sister, these relatives have planted their feet on the ground and said, we're not going to move. And that's the example we want. That's the example we want our children to see. And after they are done, I also want, after these folks are done, I want Kathy Peltier to come up. She is the daughter of Leonard Peltier, one of our warriors who remains in prison, who is incarcerated unlawfully. He remains in prison. And we want him out, Obama. We want him out.
Yes, sir.
And so today we're gathered because we stand in solidarity with all these actions. Not just one action, not just the actions in Arizona or the Dakotas or in Hawaii, but the actions all over. And we stand in solidarity with our prisoners, our political prisoners, like Peltier. So I'm going to ask Cody to kick us off, and we're going to go down the line. Thank you, relatives.
Thank you.
My Christian name is Cody Hall. My Lakota name is Tatanka Chikala, Little Buffalo. And I thank you guys so much for your support. We need to trend this big time of these actions that our indigenous people are taking on. You know, I'm going to speak on the Dakota Access Pipeline because it's affecting us. People say, hey, you know, it's a native issue. It's more than just that. It's a humanity issue. We just happen to be on the front lines on this fight. You look at all the wars that we as Indian people, as indigenous people, as in my lands, the Lakota, we defeated the U.S. government when we took down the 7th Cavalry. And that still leaves a sour taste in the government. So when we are taking this action to defend our land and our water, they get intimidated and they get scared. So now the governor of North Dakota is saying, we are going to make a military presence. He's asking of that when he declared a state of emergency last week. What that is to demand federal funds so that in a script when he made a press conference, he put in there about how they're asking for law enforcement, but securities. So when I asked his office, what defines securities? What does that mean? Because I'm going to tell you what it means from a Lakota's perspective. You're going to ask for the military. Why are you asking for a military presence when it's peaceful protectors at this camp doing what we have always done, is protect our people and our way of life. So me coming out here to help spread the word with the rest of my indigenous friends and relatives here, because we've been sharing everything on social media for months and months leading up to this. Mother Earth made a call years ago, and she asked for the protection because she knew that this was coming. And we heard that in ceremony. Now, when a grandmother is asking for help, that's in us to not turn that away. And that's in you guys. She made that call. You guys heard it down here. And you guys, with that vibe, with every vibe in your presence of your body, take note of that. Because she provides the first medicine on this earth, which is water. Water is sacred to us. Water is sacred to everybody. And so you guys to be right here as I, if you want to speak to me afterwards later on, I mean, really, it's what is happening up there is monumental. It's a once in a lifetime thing going on. I'll never see this in my lifetime after this. 80 plus tribal nations gathered, and there's still more coming. And our non-native allies standing with us from around the world. Before I left, we had people from England show up that just said, you know what, hey, I follow issues about Indian people, and I just want to take a stand because I need to be a part of this. We had brothers and sisters from South America show up that saw what was happening. Everybody from everywhere is taking part in this monumental thing. And we actually have the power to take down this conglomerate of energy, the energy companies and the oil companies. Nobody wanted to take that on. But we, as indigenous people, we as Lakota people said, we're going to take it on, and we're going to make sure that this pipeline dies. And when that was told from our camp, people were kind of like, the reality of it is, really? You're up against a huge wall. But we've been that way our whole life. When they tried to exterminate us, no, they didn't do it, So here we are right now.
Still
living,
here.
Still here.
Yes.
So I ask for your support. Whether you show up in person, we will welcome you. Just let the security know as you come into camp that you are here to stand with the Red Warrior Camp people and their fight, and they'll direct you to our camp in the back. And whether you cannot make it, please keep us in your prayers and find us on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and MeWe pages that we have created to keep that narrative, because that narrative has to come from us, the truth. Look at CNN. CNN's not going to say it, but let's keep the pressure on them. Eventually, they will break because they don't have a backbone. So I ask of you guys in that way, in a good and healthy way, please keep us in your prayers, because as we go into ceremonies and sweat and all that back home, there's a lot of people that come here at that camp that are just heavy-hearted and just hurting because of what's happening to Mother Earth. So again, I thank you guys, and from our camp to you guys, we love you so much, and thank you for your support. Dr.
Thank you. Oh.
Aloha ina. Iau kalamo kaina ni heo paliku kapapa moko hina. My name is Kalamo Kaina ni heo. I come from the island of Oahu, where we have the paliku, the male aspect, with kapapa moko hina. Together, united, they represent the strength of our people. And we stand here in solidarity with Standing Rock and Oak Flat because they try to tell us that these are isolated incidents. And we know that over hundreds of years, that the first peoples of the land are the ones who have always protected the land. And it doesn't mean that all nations can't rise up and protect the land, but what it does mean is that part of the oppression of the First Nations is intrinsically tied to the extraction and destruction of the planet as we know it. The world is hurtling forward in a headlong destruction of where the world will be going up in flames, destroying and melting the polar caps. And how are we going to live? How are we going to eat? How are we going to support our future? It's not just the First Nations, but we have to maopopo that we know. We have the science, we have the spirituality, we have the connection of how to take care of the land that is beneath our feet. So wherever you go, people ask us, how can you support Hawaii? How can you support Mauna Kea? And we say, you go to the first peoples of the land that you're at and support them, because it's very easy to support Mauna Kea over there. And it's very easy for you to support the African people here. But do you honor the First Nations of the land that you are walking on? Because that is where you look to where the First Nations are oppressed. That is where the destruction lies. So we're talking about the oil, we're talking about the transnational corporations, we're also talking in Hawaii. We are the most heavily militarized place on the planet. Our Hawaii is the center for PACCOM, and it is Mauna Kea and Haleakala are the center of the military process of which the United States controls half of the world's surface. We have places all over where people are standing in unity with all of the First Nations. And what we need to tell them is we will no longer wait for you. We have asked, we have told, we have educated, and no longer we will take our future with or without you. So ku, kia imona, Standing Rock, Oak Flat, we are all united, we are one people, because revolutionary theory is useless unless it's applied. Mahalo.
Hello.
Dagote Yate Shi Kari Sage Curly Gonze. Good evening, everyone. I am blessed and humbled to be here standing in front of CNN. But I'm more blessed for all of you in this circle, like we gather, like our ancestors did. This is where the knowledge is spoken. All these elders here, I want to thank you, Ahia'a, for letting me get the mic and speak. I am from the St. Carlos Apache Reservation. I am there. And I don't know if any of you guys were at the event last night, but this is what I painted the banner.
Beautiful.
And right now we are fighting for our freedom of religion. And this is what I painted. This is the changing woman, the white painted woman. And this is Najoni. This girl right here is named Najoni. Beautiful. She's my little sister that stands with us. She's marched with us. She's walked with us. Her sunrise ceremony was held at Oak Flat, and this is what we're fighting for, our sacred lands. Just like many of my brothers and sisters are, in solidarity, I stand with them. And when you have a fight like that, it doesn't come easy. My brothers and sisters, it doesn't come easy at all. There's a lot of sacrifices coming with this, with fighting. That's when you know you're doing the right thing. When you have sacrifices for your loved ones, when you're occupying, and you're away from loved ones, you're occupying. And they're praying, and many of you are praying with us. Ahia'a for all of your prayers. Sean, I want to thank each and every one of you. And like I just said earlier on the mic, I am, as long as I live and I walk Nagostan, I'm going to keep fighting for Chichil Petagotil. They're not going to take my sacred land. They're not going to take my culture, my rich culture. I'm going to keep fighting for the generation and the next generation. And I want each and every one of you to keep this fire going in the fight. Our blood, our veins, what is that blood? What did our ancestors fight for? For each of us to be right here. To have a voice. To not sit back and lay back and be blinded by TV and technology. Step away from that. Step out of that. Go to your sacred mountains. Go to your rivers. Pray to them. They need to hear your voice. They need these songs. They need to be danced on. Nagostan. What's the greatest thing that Creator gave us? Drum, first heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Dance. Dance on Mother Earth. She needs it. We're not harming anyone. This is a spiritual fight. We're fighting. We're teaching our young ones to prayer, the power of prayer. They don't understand that. These corporations don't understand that at all. Do they? They just want to keep taking and taking and taking from Nuggleston. She's sick. She's sick right now. We keep taking from her. Our reservation, we were brought to our reservation, and they keep, the little land that they put us on, they keep wanting more and more. They want our water. They want the copper. They keep wanting and wanting and wanting. When's enough going to be enough? And that's why each and every one of you are here standing with us. And as like I said, I come from St. Carlos, and there people, there's a great woman warrior in my people. She was the sister of Chief Victorio Lozin. She had the power of medicine, power of prayer. I'm gonna share a little story about her because her spirit and her story, it touches me. She is of me. Her blood is in me. And I'm gonna keep that spirit that she had, that fight that she had for her people. I'm gonna keep that. What she had the power of doing is she would raise her hands with Geronimo and Victoria. She would raise her hands with these men. She would fight with the men on the front line. She would raise her hands, turn clockwise. And as she prayed, this to Yasin, she would pray for direction. And as her hands, her palms would get heated, that's where she knew the enemy was. And she would lead her people the opposite way. That is the power that Creator has blessed us, our ancestors. Don't ever forget that. To each and every one of you, know your chiefs, know your warriors. Matter of fact, stand as a warrior. Put those drugs, put the alcoholism down, and live in that light. Don't you see that light, that fire that's burning? See where it takes you. See where it takes you. See where it puts a voice, a seed inside your heart for your people. I'm gonna keep fighting for my community. I'm happy to be here in front of all of you. And when I go home, this weekend I'm gonna have a sunrise dance to go to. And then the following weekend after that, and the following after that. And I'm gonna keep my brother and his family in my prayer as I dance. I'm gonna keep my sister and her people in my prayer. I'm gonna dance hard for them. By that big bonfire, by the guns, Shemikoshe, I'm gonna dance hard, and I'm gonna keep each and every one of these fights within me, in my heart. I'm gonna tell you guys really quick about a dream that I had. A dream that I had, I woke up, I was at home, and the drum beat was so loud. I'm running around in my room, and I could feel the whole earth on my feet. Boom, 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 boom. The whole earth was just one heartbeat. And I'm running around and I'm looking for my moccasins. My aunt was outside. I opened up the side of my door, and what do I see? I see a bunch of vibrant colors up in the sky. Just vibrant colors. Keep in mind that drum. I jump in back on my aunt's truck, all these vibrant colors in the sky, that drum beat. I start driving down the road. I'm in the back of my aunt's car, my Aunt Margie's car. And it's all indigenous people dancing, ceremonies, dancing. All these blessings that we're going to Shaka, Father Sky, was healing Mother Earth, that one first heartbeat. In that moment, all I can do is chant. All I can do is just chant and be proud to be who I am, and they're indigenous. And I carry that with me, because before I had that dream, that's when we started having core meetings about that's when we started having core meetings about what are we going to do. And that's very, very difficult, even in your own community, to wake up your own people. But don't ever give up. Don't ever give up, my brothers and sisters. No. It's day by day, it's sacrificing yourself. With that being said, I just want to say ahia, 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 ahia.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask, you guys can go ahead and stand to the side. I'm gonna ask that we have our sister, Kathy Peltier to come up. And then I want Martin to come up.
And your daughter to sing.
So, and then my daughter's gonna offer a song. And then we're gonna turn that back over to the movement, and then we're gonna raise these signs. We're gonna stand here, and we're gonna try to make some noise. But I want Kathy Peltier to say a few words. Kathy?
Thank you, Kathy.
Good evening, everyone. She A. Kathy Peltier Leah. Shema A. Abigail. Shisha A. Leonard Peltier. My name is Kathy Peltier. I'm the last daughter of Leonard Peltier. Well, one of his kids. I don't know anything really about who my father is. I just know when I was 6 to 8 months old, I was handed to him in a cartwheel. So I don't know who my father really is. I just know he's my dad. We've been doing protests since we were little. We did the longest walk when I was 2 years old. Right now, what me and my brother are doing with Josie Trevor is having a demonstration on September 17th at downtown LA. Anyone's welcome to come. It's from 10 to 2. I'm very proud to know that all our nations come together for the Standing Rock. Gives me chills, and a good chills. And it's really good to see how many people come out and support. The only thing I can tell you is that my father is not really in good health condition still. He has diabetes. Right now he has an aneurysm, and they said they will not do anything until it becomes 5 inches. So, or 5 centimeters. I don't know the exact, but that's all I know about what's going on with him. He's really kind of closed off, I think, because of all of his health issues. And if you guys could just write him, just send him a postcard, let him know you're still in support of him. Just do it. He's at Coleman Prison. And yeah.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy. Let's give it up for Kathy.
You have information?
So this young man I met recently, he came to one of the most sacred ceremonies that we hold. And his name is Martin. He's a young man. He's handsome. And he's funny, serious sometimes. But we know that sometimes our relatives in Hollywood, they get lost. And we have some native folks out there who are in the business, as they call it. And this brother here, Martin, he came out to our ceremony and he honored us with his presence. And he stayed for the time of the ceremony. And first of all, I was kind of surprised that he stayed. But then he gave me his family background, his history of who he is when he introduced himself to the leadership. And I told him, stay and pray with us. And he did. He's coming, there's a movie coming out, Magnificent Seven. And he's gonna be in that film. And I know sometimes when our Native brothers and sisters are in the Hollywood system, they get criticized. And I asked him, I said, you want to say a few words? And he said, yes. And he's gonna, whatever's on his heart is on his mind, but I want us to support him. He is sober, he is young, he's a warrior. He does ceremony, he knows his language. We need to support that, relatives. And we need to honor that. We need to recognize that people out here still, we're not Hollywood Indians. We're indigenous peoples who have many different talents. We have many different talents and we're amazing people. And he's one of them. And I'm gonna ask Martin to come on up. Brother, come on up.
Kashak khat osak chak nakhat satitek by dia khat koshke kwan ya khat akhladu sai ka uske akhish to sai grina kana dashkana khat Ach istu ishas tekwe diak dakwan kachlingi hasati. Gunakshish pon. I just want to say a few words. It's good to be here. I'm really glad that you all are here. Unfortunately, it's under these circumstances. But I just want to say a few things about the water. We need clean water. Water is life. We got to stop this pipeline. You got to fight. Got to stand up. It's not so long ago that the President of the United States made a treaty with our people. And he said, as long as the grass grows, as long as the water flows, as long as the sun rises, your land will be safe. We got to hold them up to that. We can't let them forget. We've had a way of life that sustained us for thousands of years. So we don't need nobody telling us how to be. I'll stand in solidarity with the people of Standing Rock, the people who are out there on the front lines. All of you here. It makes me proud to see all these faces out here. And just remember that if we're going to protect the land, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our bodies. We have to take care of the people around us. Eat clean food. Keep positive energy. Respect each other. Be kind. Share. Be honest. And fight for what's right. Stand up for your people. Barakchish.
Last night, my daughter surprised me coming into town, and she showed up at the event last night, and we raised over $2,000 for the Standing Rock camp, and we did really well. And my daughter is Dene, and I want to ask her to come up here and offer us a song, because that's what we do. We sing, we dance, we have ceremony. And I want to thank her for being here. She's got a flight in an hour, I think, and she's going back home, but I wanted her to just share her voice with you and recognize her as a young, beautiful indigenous woman who stands strong, is a dancer, who loves her culture. And so I wanted to bring her up, when his car come up, and offer us a song. I'm going to be offering a blessing song for you today to honor our ancestors.
השואן השלצה הושוקונה שדולת הושוקונה דדולת הושוקונה דדולת ג'נית'לת אישי בנינה נהצותזן אני הנדין דולת אני הנדין דולת הילה הילה. Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna ask our brother to come back up one more time, Cody Hall. Chicla Tatanka, Little Buffalo. I'm gonna ask him to come this. Asking you, let's give him a hand. Let's, for coming out here and wanting to support us and help us and to organize with us and all the things that they've been doing over this last week and this last weekend. So Cody?
Say, I just want to share something that a lot of obviously mainstream media won't pick up, but we did a Rhymes of Resistance concert on Sunday, and we do a concert every week. And as I was emceeing the event, I had a little girl in a jingle dress come up to me and she tapped me on the leg and she asked for the mic. And I, just a little girl, and I thought, wow, okay, So I bent down and she said, I want to speak to the crowd. I looked around like, hey, where's her folks or something? Her mom's standing there. She's like, she's very vocal. She's not scared of a crowd. And I'm like, sure thing, We've had probably about 500 people standing out in the middle of a prairie there doing this concert. And she got up and she spoke something that was so powerful that came from a Dakota, came from a little one. And she said, if oil gets in the water, then babies will die. And when she said that, it just sent a shockwave. And the people were just, instantly started crying. That was a little girl that was telling the truth. And she got up and she just walked away like, I'm done. But yeah, it was so powerful. But also the other thing that I want to share is that we had 4 women that jumped a fence at this protest site because they were tired of seeing these earth movers raping Mother Earth. They couldn't take it anymore. And 2 of those women are like sisters of mine. And so as they were getting ready, they were amped up. They were like, Cody, we got to do something. We have, do something, Cody. And I was like, hey, I'm a media spokesperson. That looked pretty bad, if I kind of did something. I don't know. I said, I see what you're saying. And then all of a sudden, they just said, you know what? I'm tired of seeing what's happening with these earth movers. We're going to do something. And I didn't know what it was. So I was like, my buddy Chase and he's a lawyer. And we said, hey, the legalities of this is that you might get charged with a federal felony. That's what they're putting out there. And one of my friends, she stopped. And just that, from her back, in her back of her head, she just kind of shook her head like, don't talk to me like that, buddy. I'm going to do what I want. She put her freedom on the line. And what happened is these 4 women stood in front of these earth movers. There was 3 of them out there. And they stopped construction. And from there, that company has never been back since. It took 4 women that inspired a camp. 4 women. So the women truly are the backbone of who we are, of our existence. And I just want to share that with you guys, because every woman out here, you have everything in you to stop what is going on, the injustices, and we will back you up. And men, there are men out there on the front lines as well. But also, we do not get that unless we have that feeling and that love and compassion, that direction from our women and our children and our elders. So I'm very thankful for what they did. And I just want to share that with you guys. We put it out on our page and we've told local media and they just kind of, whatever. So I want to share that with you guys to let you know of these 2 inspirational things that happened at our camp. And again, I thank you guys and I love you guys so much.
Okay, I want to start a little small chant. Water is life.
Water is life. Water is life. Water is life. Water is life. Water is life. Water is life. Water is life. Water is life. Water is life. Water is life.
All right. Woo! We have some sage going around, but there's this young man that asked to offer a song. And I told him, beautiful. I saw him singing earlier. In fact, he was probably one of the first people here. And the women, he's from Fort Yuma. And he wants to sing us a song. And we're going to let him do that, and the women are going to support him. And we want to highlight the young people who sing these songs and do ceremony and live a good life, clean and sober. Love the people. Come on up, nephew.
My name is Tristan Salinas. I'ma pour my marijuana, fire marijuana, I'm in. 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 I'ma pour my marijuana, fire marijuana. Happiness, marijuana, fire marijuana, I'm in. I'ma pour my 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 marijuana, fire marijuana. Thank you.
Our youth right there. Thank you. The next generation. He's from the American Indian Movement. He's right here. I want him to raise his hand. He took some food up there to the camp. Brothers, let's acknowledge him and thank him for doing that. Our brothers down in Morongo and Kumeyaay territory, Verona, they took a lot of food, and we saw them online doing that. So there's a lot of good things happening, relatives. And so I think right now we're gonna turn it over to Larry and thank Larry and KPFK, the radio station here. Listen to it, support it, and our brothers, sisters, again, the American Indian Movement. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for supporting these actions these last couple of days. There's a lot of things going on in Indian country. Don't sit there and watch TV. Don't watch CNN. Don't get brainwashed. Watch something else. Turn on something good. Listen to the radio. Larry's on it. The Kalamas was just on the station. So listen to what's happening in Indian country and get a 24 station. I don't know what that is, but so let's support Native people. Let's support our sisters and our brothers. There's Bethany Yellowtail. Where's she at? Raise your hand. She's one of our beautiful, beautiful designers. And so support them, relatives. Let's support these camps. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Shannon. This comment, CNN's, if you ever watch CNN, a lot of their advertising is funded by the American Petroleum Institute. And yeah, Boo is right. And two members of the American Petroleum Institute is Marathon Oil Company and Enbridge Incorporated. And those two corporations just invested $2 billion into the Dakota Access Pipeline. So it is CNN who is complicit and guilty for censoring the struggle to defend the traditional territories of the Hunkpapa, the Lakota, Nakota, and Dakota peoples. It is CNN who is guilty of censorship. It is CNN who is guilty of the propaganda of promoting the resource extractive industry. So keep that in mind if you watch CNN. Their advertisers are the oil companies. They are the natural gas companies. They are the resource extractive industries.
We're live here at the CNN building, who continues to ignore the real news that is going on, the real news that's important to all peoples, not just First Nations or Indigenous people, but all people of this earth. We stand here with many people from many nations, First Nations, in solidarity for Standing Rock. We stand here for the water, against oil, against the big three corporations, in solidarity, hoping to open people's minds and hearts so that they pay attention to what is going on this earth to save our Mother Earth. We will not have anywhere to be if it is gone. So people, please stand up, Lokahi, come together and be in unity. And just open your eyes and ears and listen to what is happening around the world. We stand here in solidarity. Aloha, Kukia Imauna.
Indigenous peoples have the right to access non-native media. We have the right to create our own media, but we also have the right to access the corporate media in the United States and tell our own stories with dignity, with respect, and with our voices. That is our right. And we will be heard, and we are being heard, as evident by our gathering here today. So we're closing out. Thank you, Hao, for being here. Thank you to the Tongva people, to our elder, Gloria Arianas. It's always an honor and a blessing to be in the circle. I'm honored to be here with all of you. And I want to, just in closing out, turn over the mic to one of the organizers for last night and tonight, Lydia, and she'll acknowledge everybody else that's part of organizing this event. So, hello. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming here. This is the beginning. It's not the last. We're actually going to be here next Friday showing the Oglala incident. Here, we're figuring out the machinery with regards to a screen just to be able to be present on a 4-day weekend for Labor Day. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to talk about a couple of things that are happening locally, like Standing Rock and definitely Apache Stronghold, the Oak Flat. It's a sacred territory, it's a sacred land, and a space that we hold, where we have ceremony, where we gather, where we come together and we connect not only with each other, but we have that presence in our prayers with Creator. Our oceans, 1,100 miles of our coastal space, where the water, wherever the water is 2 miles in, that's the coastal zone. There's something called the Coastal Act that's about to be gutted in the next November ballot. And they have a plan to just basically develop the land. And after this Coastal Act basically rules the coast, it makes it not accessible for the California tribes. And this particular law makes it available, the oceans and the beaches, open for you and the public. And I don't know about you, but I don't know any California tribe that's going to try to apply for an application to hold ceremony before sunrise. It's just, it doesn't sound right. So when that comes up, I'm sure that we'll post things on the Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. But also we have Banning Ranch. It's coming up September 7th at the California Coastal Commission in Newport. It's a Wednesday. Please go if you can.
Who do you protect? Who do you serve? 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 Hands up!
Thank you. We love you. We got your back.
Love you, Kevin.
We love you, brother. We got your back. Peaceful warrior. He's there to protect you. He's doing this for the water. He's doing what you guys should be doing.
We're with you.
That's a great man right there. He's doing what none of you can do.
Thank you. Thank
warrant for arrest was issued to the wrong people. The real criminals here is the Dakota Access Pipeline. They should be stopped. President Obama should pull the permit. We are engaging the legal system here, and we will work through this system with respect and dignity. We undertook civil disobedience. We intend to comply with the law. We will go back to face the charges and to clarify where those charges really should be directed. We're also in a climate crisis, and while Donald Trump supports coal, Hillary supports fracking, and fracking will do us in every bit as much as coal will.
Created. So they submitted all of that information to Dakota out here just by 1806. They GPSed all of those sacred sites, and they were putting a cease and desist into Dakota Access so that those sites wouldn't be desecrated. So they submitted all of that information to Dakota Access Energy Transfer Partners, so they knew exactly where those sites were by GPS. And yesterday, skipped over 15 miles from when they were on Highway 6 and came to that site and bulldozed it. Intentionally came out and bulldozed those sites that are their burial sites out there, and they hit at least 2 burial sites. That was what happened yesterday when people ran up, because it was just all, it wasn't planned. People just seen them digging and they ran up there. And they did it so that the tribe wouldn't have time to order a cease and desist on the long weekend. And now that those sites are desecrated, they just probably have to offer like a monetary, like money. Like, oh, sorry. So the Dakota Access Energy Transfer Partners yesterday intentionally went out and desecrated a sacred site. Today, we want to march from the middle barricade up to where they started digging. We have a banner that says "Defend the Sacred," because what the cops did was they're spinning the story like we attacked them. They're the ones that provoked us. They're the ones that came here and did this intentionally, and people ran out to stop them. By those people running out and stopping them, they actually, you all know who you were that were out there yesterday. You stopped them from destroying more sites. So thank the Creator that you guys were there, because they would have destroyed even more. Thank you guys so much. I know it got crazy. I know it escalated, but thank you from the bottom of my heart for protecting those sites. And asking the women to wear skirts, bring your cedar, bring your sage. We're gonna bring those smudge buckets, because there's burial sites, there are spirits that are out there that have been disturbed, and we need to protect ourselves even though we're going in a good way. We got to make sure that we don't disturb them more and bring them back. We're not going to go right up to where the site is. We're just going to go where they start digging. The site's a little further back from the road. We're not going to take everybody there. But we want to show that why we're here. We're Native people that have been here and have, if they would have protected our treaty rights in the first place, if they would have respected us in the first place, we wouldn't even be here right now. And we're all here in this camp because we want to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline from desecrating more sacred sites. We want to stop them from putting this in the water, which is going to go downstream. This is an environmental racist issue because they actually were going to originally put that pipe north of Bismarck. Everybody in Bismarck started complaining, so they moved it above a reservation, and then it was approved. We are here. This is great. It's been beautiful to see everybody coming together and hanging out here and singing. But the real reason we're here is to stop Dakota Access Pipeline and to stop them from desecrating any more sites. We're asking everybody today, please join us. Drive your cars up to the middle barricade. We're giving you a half an hour notice in case people want to walk from here. It's farther. go to the middle barricade site and meet us. Bring your banners, your signs, bring your medicines, and we're gonna smudge and we're gonna pray, because we want the media and the rest of the world to know we're gonna have one of our drones flying above, and we want those images to go out and not those lies that those cops are talking about us. So Matsigidad, thank you everybody.
We're heading out to the site. Fox News is here, wondering if they're gonna lie about us. Oh, what's that guy's name? We'll see if they're gonna lie. Anyway, we're heading out to, we're doing a plan of action. This is Rocky Hall, and today is September 4th, 2016. Today we're leaving Red Warrior Camp, heading to the first site and going to do a plan of action. A lot of the women are walking up here in their dresses, and they're going to be doing prayers and smudges. And then we're going to be going to the second site where we were yesterday, September 3rd, where DAPL employees assaulted us. So you've got people heading this direction. Why does my car sound funny? Oh, why does my car sound funny? Damn it. So when you leave Red Warrior Camp, the speed limit through here, they've slowed it down because of all the amount of traffic. We have to have a good 4,000 people here this Labor Day weekend. This is absolutely incredible. So turn off the radio. And you can fast forward at this time, it's all good. Junction, North Dakota 134. And this is where they do the walk every day. They go from Red Warrior Camp to the first protest site or protection site where they were breaking ground and the heavy equipment was there. And then they've moved it, but what I was just informed about was that the sacred burial sites that were dug up yesterday had been GPS'd, and DAPL knew exactly where they were because they had the GPS coordinates. And what they did was they just came in on Saturday, a 3-day weekend, thinking they could just plow through those, and they went exactly through them. They knew where they were, and they went right through them. So we're coming up on the first protest site, protection site, excuse me. I wish people wouldn't walk in the road. It makes it a little hairy. But there's a lot of cars already up here. I'm gonna pull to the front and try to get as much video as I can. But this is where the first set of people are going to be, and this is going to be huge because there are so many people at the camp. This is going to be a big old cluster. I hope not. Everybody's been told how to park off the road, past the white line, stay out of traffic, and all that good stuff. I've been told to wear my skirt, but I am not close to my campsite and I want to get the footage. So that's what I'm going to do. So, people are showing up, and this is awesome, truly awesome. They've moved the cement barricades, as you can see, they've been moved over there. I don't know who did that, but I think I can park here. That looks really good. And it looks like I can do that. It doesn't hurt to pull off the road a little ways. Real quick, I'm just letting you see how many cars are here. And they're backed up for miles and miles, and there's miles and miles of cars. Lots and lots of people. I don't know if I can show how far they're backed up. I can't see the end. can't see the end. It says no parking here, but I'm parking really fast to get overview of what's happening here. And again, you can see that, oh, maybe I see the end of the line of the cars. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Okay. This is the first protest site, protection site. This is the first protection site where they were breaking ground there. And their equipment's over the hill, I do believe, unless they've moved it. But this is only a couple miles from Red Warrior Camp. And this is how close the other site is. And there's this many cars here, let alone the ones that we just saw back there. So I'm going to drive through to park on the other side or turn around and park, and we'll find a place to park here. Doopa doopa doopa. Where do I want to park? So this just kind of gives you a real good idea of how many people are out here as well. A couple horses. And people are camping here. So they're keeping an eye on the pipeline and seeing what's happening. There's probably 50 people camping out here. There's a lot anyway, so I just wanted to say that. And I'm gonna flip a Yui. I have all-wheel drive. Doopa doopa doopa. This kind of gives a view from this side of the showing up. And I know the wind is bad. I hope this new mic works. I bought a new mic. Doopa doopa. So it actually works. Oops. Okay, it is 6 p.m. and we're just leaving. I'm just leaving. They're not quite finished, but oh, I'm hurting for certain. And there's hundreds of people, hundreds and hundreds of people. And I just left that site, and this is about a mile or so away, coming back on the other side. 1806, North Dakota. And they did prayer ceremonies and smudging, and they asked everybody not to film or photographs. I know that there are some films and photographs out there because not everybody was listening, but I do try. And so I'm heading back. Gonna get me a shower. I need a shower. And hopefully you can see all these cars here. I didn't take pictures of all the cars up there, but you did see them. I know that guy's an asshole. He's passing everybody. What a jerk. Okay. So he must be in a hurry to get to the casino or something. I don't know. So all the flags, all the people, tons and tons. A lot of people didn't take their cars up to the other side. They just walked. That's why all these cars are here. But there's just as many cars up there, so that tells you how many people. I mean, they were walking up so long after that. And I'm going to try to get my rear view mirror and show you what's behind me. I don't know how much you can see, but so Dapple is not here today. Looks like they might have taken the day off. And that's about all I got to say. Tired and heading back. It's very windy. It has gotten cold. The car says it's 77, but it's not 77. Okay. It was very peaceful today. Very, very peaceful. A lot of prayers, a lot of smudging, dancing, singing, and the such. And you can see the cars just go on and on and on. I'm doing 20 miles an hour, and wow, the cars are still going on and on and on. Some people got a heck of a walk. Let's go till I see the end of the cars. I'd say about 20 horses, maybe, approximately. So these areas are kind of far apart from beginning to end, but close together, if that makes any sense. Guy jumped in the back of that truck, so we'll slow down. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back, and that's what happened today. I hope this video makes sense. I'm gonna have to work on this. You guys know I'm a rookie. I am not a journalist. I just have a cheap camera, and I do my best to get this stuff out. So, I got a call today from some friends in Oregon, and they asked to help me, which was amazing. Because I don't usually get that. So I was a little kind of like, huh, what do I do? Okay, sure. So, thanks, my friends in Oregon. You guys are awesome. That's incredible. Thank you. Rocky out. Okay, so I'm not finished. I'm going to go ahead and show you again the size of the camp this weekend. It has grown substantially. I mean, they're way back. Oops, driving on Braille. They're way back here, and I tried to get a bunch of pictures of the flags again. I don't know, I got a little hang up with the flags. I like them. I like to hear the stories behind the flags. So, again, I just wanted to show there's, I'm thinking 4,000 people this weekend. Even with the roadblock on 1806 that they did, it didn't matter. People made their way. Some might have gotten discouraged, but I would say not too much. Fox News was here. I don't think they let them go down there. I think they told them to kick rocks because they're just a bunch of boneheads. So... windy today. Very windy today. I love all the horses. It's really cool. And that's the tribal police that just went by. But this gives you a real good idea of the amount of people. And I saw a sign today that said they had AA meetings. Somebody's just doing it out of his van. I think I might go to that tomorrow. It's the white van behind the kitchen at noon. I assume that means every day. Just awesome. I know I say that word too much, but this gives you a good idea. Cannonball River. No diving from the bridge, no fishing from the bridge. There's a cross there. Looks like someone might have lost their life there. There's a cross on the bridge. Entering Standing Rock Indian Reservation. Dapple plus water equals death. Dapple equals genocide. And a bunch of horses. The weather's definitely turned. Okay, now my car says it's 69 degrees outside. That's more realistic. I mean, just in a couple days it dropped. I was sweating to death yesterday and freezing today. I'm not freezing, I'm just chilly. So, okay, heading for the shower, then gonna upload these videos. Thanks, guys.
Because one of the things that is happening is people say, well, how many people are in this camp? How many people are really in this camp? And what are we doing there? Thank you. I'm really honored by everyone of you that come. When we first started hearing about Dakota Access 2 years ago, I remember that one day we had told me that it was coming. And so I said, well, I'm going to come and listen. And I was there at that meeting when the chairman got up and said, you know, we oppose this. THPO got up and said they were opposed to this. All the different agencies got up and talked. And I remember when everybody was done talking, it's just bad part. I say bad things, so please forgive me, but the bad part was like, they brought food. And they said, well, everybody come eat. And we said, we're not going to eat their food. So we didn't eat their food because we knew that this was one of those things like they pat you on the head and they go about their business again. So I walked up to the lady at the end and I said, I want you to see me. Remember my face. I'm the closest landowner. So then after that meeting, I went down and was invited to Yankton to the Osheti Shakon meeting. Police body people invited me down. And they were talking about the XL pipeline. And so I went down and I told them, they're building this pipeline above us. And they said at that time,
Turn left onto East Colfax Avenue.
Hey everybody, today we're at the Denver Capitol building where there is a no Dakota Access pipeline protest happening, and I've chosen Team Red. That's who we're walking in with.
the spirit nation and all of life and creation. Remember that this day here, what we're doing is we're representing this water, the water that we all need. Tomorrow is a big decision. So we got to put our hearts and our minds together and make this prayer powerful. We got people over there that need our support. We need intellectual intelligence of social media sending out there. Let's get on that. Let's get our support out there.
Get on Facebook.
We want to remember that they got the National Guard over there deployed. They're armed. And these are peaceful protest protectors like you are. We're not protesters. We're protectors. Protectors.
A mother crying. We need to hear her voice. Can we get the yellow people dressed in yellow, please come on the east side?
All the yellow.
The white people on the southern side, people dressed in white. I'm sorry not to be racist or anything, but if you're wearing a white shirt, can you please stand on the south side? And if you're wearing a dark colored shirt, please stand on the west side.
You know, they got schools over there. Some of you that been there, they got schools for these little kids over there. The Sacred Stone Camp School over there. There's thousands of campers from different nations all over the world representing there today, right now as we speak. Like right now, right here. Every one of you represent this water. Every one of you represent something from your nation. We're all indigenous to this earth. All of you are. It's a human issue. This is a God-given right. This is a God-given right to every one of you to fight for this right. You have the First Amendment right to fight. God-given. Just like when you pray, just like when you get up, you have that right to do this for your children's children, and so on and so forth. And we want to like to thank the city of Denver for allowing us to do this. We want to send a shout out to the officers that are protecting us. They allowed us to come through. Thank them as well. I want to say thank you to them and so on and so forth. We got some elders that want to say a few things. We want to always respect our elders because they've been on this earth longer. They're wiser. We want them to say a few things. So let's give them our invited respect and attention. So we want to ask our relatives to come up here and say a few words on behalf of what's going on here today and all of the people that are here.
No más walti ne atechol tatapaloa paquelistica. Mis parientes, es un placer estarme aquí con ustedes hoy para empezar aquí en este trabajo que estamos haciendo. Es una lucha que vamos a seguir y llevar para adelante. It's a pleasure to be with you here all today, and a reminder that we are on Indian land. Despite the ongoing war that has been going on against Indian people here in this country for 500 years, we continue to persevere, and we continue to struggle for the things that for indigenous people remain important. And one of those is our water. Without our water, there is no life. As you know, when the astronauts are out there doing their thing with the spaceships and looking for life out there in the universe, what they look for is a planet with water. It is one of the most precious resources that we have. Our body is made up mostly of water. Without water, we don't have life. It is one of the four basic elements: earth, fire, wind, water, of which our body was animated with. And water is one of those. It's the blood that flows through our veins. And without this, we don't have life. And it's the same for our Mother Earth. We have to take care of her. This really, really is a critical concern of ours. And so standing behind the people that have decided up at Standing Rock to say, you know what, that's it, no more. We need to stand here and we need to stop this. That's the front line, that's the battleground. But the work isn't just there. There are lots of things that you can do to participate and to contribute. There are simple things that we don't think about, like the porta potties that are up there that cost lots of money to have them cleaned all the time. And so you need money to do that. And so you can make donations. There are a number of places where you can go and you can make financial donations. If you can't do anything else, contribute, even if it's $10, to help support. Imagine feeding 3,000 people. 5,000 at this point. 5,000 people.
5,000 and growing. There's over 100 tribes represented. It's not just a native issue. And so it's a water issue, and it's going to become global. You know, it started in Flint, Michigan. They don't even want to talk about Flint, Michigan anymore. You heard a little tiny bit about Flint, Michigan. You don't hear about what happened on the Navajo reservation. I think some of us know what happened on the Navajo reservation just a couple months ago. We know what happened to the BP oil spill in 2010. It still hasn't recovered. Every time there's an oil spill, it's a catastrophe for the ecosystem that it touches. 1%, we represent 1%, but for some reason the other 1% thinks they're in control. They think it's a 1%, they think it's the golden rule. He who has the gold rules, but in this case, we can't let that be the situation. We have to let them know that that there's more to life than gold, than money, than green frog skins. We can't live on that. Our children can't survive on oil. The petroleum companies are hurting. What happened to the Keystone oil pipeline? You know what happened to it? People stopped it. But for some reason, all of a sudden, there's another pipeline. Who is feeding this pipeline? Mysteriously, I bet you it's the same people who stopped the one in Keystone because they knew they couldn't go where they want to. So now they want to come through our lands. They want to desecrate our property because they know that we're only 1%. We don't have a voice. So we need everybody's help, whether you're brown, white, black, Australia, we need your help. Social media, it's called social media. Let's make this work.
If you decide you want to make the trip up there and join the community up there, you need to be conscious of the fact that it does no good for you to go up there and leech off of the minimal resources that are there. So you need to be able to go to sustain yourself. You need to be able to go and be able to feed yourself.
Bring some stuff, bring some water.
And take supplies, contribute to the camp. Don't just be a nuisance for the camp. Go and contribute and help out. The other thing to consider is that don't think that the military, that the police forces and the government forces aren't cognizant of what's going on there and how important this is. They are going to stop you along the way. There's a chance that as you're traveling the roads up there, if you're speeding, they're going to pull you over. If you have anything in your vehicle that's illegal, all you do is create problems. So the idea isn't go there and create problems for yourself or for others. We learned, I was very much a part of the movements in the 60s and the 70s. And what we learned over time is we were spending most of our money in the court systems and in jails and fines and stuff like that. We don't need that. What we need is to be able to go and support this particular struggle. Stay focused on the struggle. And the struggle is to stop that pipeline. The struggle is to protect the water, not just there, but all across the country. There are many places where our water is being destroyed, and we need to think about that. This isn't just an issue, as they've said, that's here particular to the United States. This is an issue that's happening across the hemisphere and around the world. Okay, so we need to consider that and think about it. This is up to you. This is up to you to make this happen. It's not enough just to come to this rally. Now you need to go back and you need to make the phone calls, you need to make the contributions, you need to do your part to ask yourself, on what side of this line am I going to be? On what side of the line of history am I going to be? And this is history that we're making here.
We got our brothers and sisters coming over here from the West. Let's support them. Let's support them as a community.
Right now, he's got a few words to say. Stick around.
Well, my name is David Myers. I'm part of the planning committee, and I'd like to just formally welcome a few of your leaders here today.
Yeah.